Good evening to DeFiChain News on 2nd of February 2022, the news show that provides you with the latest updates on DeFiChain project. If you like the show, then let's go crazy on the like button. It helps the project. Subscribe and click the bell button so you don't miss any further show. And stay until to the end. We will talk about the next shows and events on DeFiChain. But before we start with the headlines, I would like to welcome my co-moderator and expert of DeFiChain, Lord Mark. Good evening, Mark. How are you?
Hey, very well. Thanks for having me again. Everything great
So,
here. We are celebrating Chinese or Lunar New Year. So
right.
for me was a holiday today. You've been working, so I'm for sure more relaxed than you are. All good.
Yeah.
Exciting to be here
I just
tonight.
want to mention it. In Asia now, everything is coming down a little bit, decreasing speed, relaxing. But on DeFiChain, there is no holiday. We make progress since the last show, so I would recommend to jump into the headlines.
Let's do this. Okay, so here are the headlines.
So, headlines for today. The title also of the show is we have new tickers of D tokens on DeFiChain. We talk about it. We also have some updates and upgrades. On the one hand, the node is upgraded for the next upcoming hard fork, and the Light Wallet also have a new version, and we talk a little bit about the content. There is a new feature on DefiScan, a block countdown page. Really nice. And for sure, the community project should not miss the news show. Here we also have some updates before we come to the last point. Future dates, what will happen the next days. So let's jump into the headline.
Have you actually
New tickers.
recognized what pretty date we've got today? It's
Yes, and I
2/2/22.
also 2222, and I also see the tweet or I saw the tweet from Julian on Twitter 2222. Yeah, it's a nice date. Perfect for news show,
Yeah,
I
the
would
best
say.
date we ever had, I guess. I can remember that we had a more specific date than this one. Okay.
So headline for today: new tickers or new pools on DeFiChain.
Yeah, exciting times on DeFiChain over the last couple of days. So on Thursday 27th, the new ticker pools went live after we voted for the new tokens. That was already very exciting. Then the ticker pools or the dToken pools came online last Thursday, and we saw money trickling in slowly into the pools very carefully. People didn't get overly excited because there were no rewards. And then there was this go live block was set, like block 1,585,500. It was about Monday on 31st. So here in Singapore it was early afternoon, something like 3:30 in the afternoon. In Germany, I think it was your morning time. And yeah, and then the show really started and money started flowing into the pools. People were minting the new D token and people were buying the new T token, and the premium was going up. And I made a bet and I said, hey guys, it's gonna take not more than 12 hours until we see like the APR is really coming down, because we started with like 500% at the very beginning, and it came down within 2 hours. So I was really surprised how fast actually the yield or the APR on the pools dropped. But until today, and now we've got, it's Thursday, so it's about 4 days now. Still, the pools are not all the same. What I'm still quite surprised. So it seems that there are a couple of people were really watching closely, and they said, okay, as soon as the thing goes live, so we're gonna shift our investments around. And I think most of the people didn't care so much, because there are still people in lower APR pools, or they don't care, or they don't mind, or it's just their strategy because they have like kind of a long-term plan. So I think it was really exciting. It went down really, really nicely. There was a little hiccup. We had this the last time already. I wasn't really aware, but some people didn't get the rewards out of these pools. And the problem was, if you were in the pool because they went live, there's a certain time before when you've been in there, then you didn't get the rewards. So the little workaround was you had to send a part of a liquidity token or one of the liquidity token out of that specific pool to one of your addresses, or to your address. It's anyway the same address. Then the reward kicked in. if you are still not sure if you haven't got your rewards because you maybe get so many that you don't mind, use the DeFi.tax tool. It shows you every pool, all the rewards, all the commissions, so you can be 100% sure that you got everything. That was the only little hiccup that we had. In some way, everything else was running really smoothly, and now we are down between 90 to 145% in different pools. So if you haven't done your move or just have a look, really interesting what happened. I have the feeling people are getting faster and faster this year. Not like in December where there was like big uncertainty what's gonna happen. People are just making their move very fast and liquidity was shooting up, and interesting to see.
Right. And regarding the hiccup of the block rewards, it's a kind of black and white. So on the one hand, you are getting rewards, everything is fine, or you are getting no rewards from the pool, then you should do the workaround. So there is no between. So it's not possible to get only some rewards.
Yeah.
Cool. So then we come to the updates. First, node update. What happened here?
Yeah, so guys, we are planning for the next hard fork, Fort Canning Hill, what is like the addition to the last Fort Canning update. It contains a couple of fixes in the protocol, and you need a new node. And the new node there was a version 2.6, but that was pulled back because they found some little things that didn't run so smoothly. So now we've got like a working great product out there. So it's 2.6.1. Download it. If you run a node and you want to be on the right chain and you want to participate in the fork more or less, then you need this node. Download it, install it, especially the master nodes should be ready when we're going to hit the block. When is this block for the hard fork set? It's about on 7th of February. It's block 1,605,000. Just check on the blockchain where we stand, but it's going to be around estimated time of arrival, like DC wrote in the show notes here. It's about on the 7th of February, and then things going to go live, and we hope everything's going to run smoothly this time. You said they tested on testnet, and it looks pretty good. I think we are very, very positive that it's going to go down very smoothly this time.
Cool. And also the desktop wallet will come before you asked in the German show. Not released yet, but they are also in the testing phase, and it will come the next days before the hard fork. Okay. If you're interested in details, I put the link of the release notes for the node in the show notes of this video. Link to GitHub. Here you can see what happened in the background. Next update was the Light Wallet. Not really related to the hard fork, but what happened there?
Yeah, the great thing about the Light Wallet updates are so easy now, right? You don't even feel them anymore. Not like in the good old times where you really had to update. So it's fully automated, and it's really cool. I mean, we said it's a big feature and not a big feature, right? Now you finally see what's your balance on your wallet. I think it's nice to see. It's displayed in dollars. It doesn't include the vaults yet, but it shows you all the holdings that you've got in your wallet, all your liquidity token, all your assets, all your dToken. So is everything there. So I think that's really great. I nearly missed it, but it's an awesome feature. Another thing that I find really nice is that when you do the pool swaps, there were slippage tolerance that you could set. You were always able to set it, but it was default on 3%, so it was reduced to 1% because I think a couple of people just missed that. So now it's 1%, and if you want to change it, then you still have the freedom to set it to a different value, but standard like default is set to 1% now. And there's also kind of a informer section on top of the wallet, so if there's a problem on the chain, but you're still connected to mainnet, so then you're always gonna get an update what's wrong. So we have a lot of web pages that show you now what's going on DeFiChain, but I think that's very handy because what people normally do, they check their wallet and something's not working, then you've got some information. Hey, it's not only you, it's the network or something like this. So it's much easier to get a grasp what's really happening on the chain and on your application. French was added. Not that I speak French, but I hope there are a lot of people out there who are going to use it in French. So it's going to make it a bit easier now. And so they are adding languages to it. Now we've got English, German, French, I think, right? Italian is not there yet.
No, Chinese or?
I'm not even sure if we've got Chinese. I don't think it's running in Chinese yet. So I think it's only English, German, and now in French. I think we are still missing Spanish, Italian, and Chinese would be a big one, I guess. Yeah, DC also, you linked up all the information about the Light Wallet updates, the GitHub repositories, and all the information down the show notes, I guess, like always.
Cool. Then we directly jump to the next feature on DefiScan. There we have now finally a block countdown. What is the background here?
Oh, I think that's really a feature we needed, and I really love this one because we are always waiting, right? And we are always telling everybody, so it's not gonna be a certain time because we are on blockchain. Our time is in blocks, but when is this block gonna happen, right? It was always kind of a guessing game. So now it's possible to set events. So now we can do for hard forks or new dToken listing or whatever. We saw it for the dToken listing. They used it the first time. You have your real countdown. But the even cooler thing about this is that you can set your own counter now. And I tried this today, for example, when is block 3 million, and you can enter. I think DCU listed it in the show notes. How you're gonna do that is a URL that you type in, and you just add a number for the block that you wanna have a countdown to, and then it shows you when this, in how many blocks this gonna happen, and it converts this into minutes and hours and days and years. So that's a really helpful feature, especially for all the new updates, listings. Now it's not a guessing game anymore. I like this feature, it's awesome.
Yeah, cool. Okay, then we have the last point, our community projects. Yeah, it's a regular point. Which projects do we have today?
We have 3 today. We have DefiChain Income, we've got the DFX, and then we talk about the Ethereum Binance Smart Chain Bridge that is coming. Let's start with DefiChain Income. So Igor had a lot to do. Of course, dTokens were listed, so he had to bring them online. He told me people were like kind of bugging him like the days before, when are they gonna be there? So he was like more or less with the launch. They went live. So you see all the new pools, you see all the rewards coming in. So thank you very much, Igor. Great job like always. He also has a new project, a new feature that he's gonna add to his website. He's gonna list a newsletter now, where you guys gonna be informed what's happening on DefiChain Income. I think on DefiChain in general. I haven't seen newsletter yet, but you can register already with your email address, and it's gonna be free of charge the first month, and then he's gonna charge a small fee. I think it's gonna be 1 DFI at the moment. That's the information we got. So gonna check it out, test it, support Igor. I think it's a great tool. That's DefiChain Income. Then DFX, the next one is DFX launched staking. We mentioned it last week already. They have now a staking product similar to Cake, where you pay a fee and you can stake there. So if you don't run a masternode, where you kind of stake anyway, or you use Cake DeFi, then you can now use DFX as well. More or less a similar product, a little bit different. And we saw they ramped up to 32 masternodes already. So that means they found their first customer. First month is gonna be for free. Then you're gonna get charged for this service. And yeah, they've got 3 different payout options. So one is you get cash payout, like kind of compounding, or they transfer your rewards to a certain address. So that's all good. So now we've got another staking option on DefiChain. And last but not least, Daniel Kagara, who builds the DefiChain Ethereum Binance Smart Chain Bridge. He's got a new logo already. He posted a video today. I think it was a bit of a surprise. Really nice video where he shows how nicely this whole thing works. So the development is more or less done from his side. Now it's all about testing the code, talking to the core development team, doing last alignments, and then of course building the liquidity pool that has to come together with this product and setting these things up. So there's a lot to be expected in the next couple of weeks. I'm very positive that we're gonna see, in February, most likely February, March, the thing's gonna go live if everything is great. Yeah, and then we have more interoperability with other blockchains.
Yep.
Very excited to see that coming.
Really cool project, yeah. And needed, yeah, as an entrance to DeFi chain if you don't want to go over cake or buy native DFI, now you have then the opportunity to go over Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain. I'm looking forward to this feature. Really nice. Cool. Then at the end, we will have a look what's happening next in our DeFiChain universe.
Yeah, it's an interesting week this week. So not that we had only the token listing, but we've got a CFP round coming up, voting round coming up with a lot of CFPs. We're gonna have a rebuild show with the guys from the accelerator team. They were not shy. They submitted 4 proposals this time. I think that's the most proposals one team ever requested at the same time, like 4 proposals. And we said we're gonna give them some time and explain. There were a lot of questions from the community. They've done a great job with their videos already, but I think it's really nice to have them maybe address a couple of the things that the community kind of wants to know. So we're gonna do this tomorrow already. Tomorrow lunchtime in Germany. So it's like it's 12 o'clock in Germany, I guess, right? GMT +1 or UTC +1, like the developers normally call it. And yeah, we're gonna chat with them about 30-40 minutes what's going on, and then we go into the voting round on Monday the 7th of February. So this is actually in 4 days. When it clicks over from Monday to Tuesday in Germany, then the voting's gonna start, and then we've got 1 week voting. So everybody who is on Cake and holds more than 20,000 DFI or owns masternodes is like always very welcome to participate. So really make it a big voting round, cast your poll, and then we're gonna see who comes out as the lucky winners on the other side a week later. Yeah, so much about the dates. Yeah, a news show next week, but that's like kind of not a big surprise anymore.
Cool. That's all for this week. Even Chinese New Year, everything is a little bit coming down. The developers have some free time, but DeFiChain, we still see progress. A lot of things happened. Have a nice day. If you are not live, for all the guys now at the moment live, stay tuned. We will answer some questions after a short break, and the rest, see you tomorrow on the Rebuild Show or next week on the News Show. Have a nice day.
Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.